Very little difference here. Okay, well we'll kind of judge. Problem is what I wanted you to compare. Since we can't put them all at the same time, you either have to do different pages or you have to do it one at a time. I'm going to make this thing zoom out a little bit.
Wait, which one are you on?
This is power at the moment. Okay, I'm going to zoom it out. Whoa, whoops, what did I hit? Yikes. I hit something. Control Z, undo. Alright, so let us try that again. Zoom, I could. I wanted to just do a normal zoom out. Okay, that zoomed out some. I want you to be able to see how it's going to go into the future. Why is it doing that? I didn't think I clicked on a point. I thought I was out in nowhere land when I clicked. I don't know what it's doing.
It does have both of them. It did that, can't see them as well.
Okay.
Probably zoom out, you can see both of them.
Oh, it does have both of them on there? It won't let me keep zooming out. Are they doubled on there?
No, just keep clicking right there. Click right there on your thing.
Mine is messing up.
Come look at mine.
But yours is working. As long as yours is working, that's the good thing.
On the X,
Here,
but
come
it's
back
the
out
same
there.
on the
Make it
Y.
work. Do it.
That's strange. I should have had you guys put the wireless on, then I could watch you do it.
Put the wireless on too.
I'd have to go start class and that whole mess. Let me do it this way. Windows settings. I want the Y max just to go. I want my maxes to go out. I'm gonna bop this baby out, say, and I'm gonna drop the Y max out to 300. I don't know. Whoa, not 3,000. Okay, there. I took mine out by using the Windows settings. So okay, they're just so close together, they're almost overlapping. Okay. Okay. So, all right. If you start to look at it, as far as predicting the future, you're going to have to decide which one do you think. Do you think this is going to rise more quickly? Are the voters going to gain, or is it going to rise the more slow one? But then we're also supposed to put on a third one, which was exponential. So if I go back and put on another regression,
Well, that was really fast.
an exponential, which is 8. Now man. Wow, where did? I think there's two virtually right on top of each other.
Zoom out one more time.
Mine was really low.
Dude, you can't see them.
You can't do like pretty much all like little right on top of each other.
If you go out even farther. Yeah, you can see your. Yeah, I need to be able to zoom out that far. Why can't I zoom out?
You're an idiot. You have to pull over. You click on the center of where you want to be.
I know, and then it goes all wacky, insane.
Click on the top part then. Above the dot.
I did. I tried there. I tried over there. I tried.
Try in the middle of the two lines. Try in between the two
Yeah. Every time I do it. Okay, obviously there's some issues with my software, huh?
I think your board needs a software.
Okay. So obviously it's a little crazy here. But okay. You all can see all three, that's the good thing. But because they're that close, the correlation might have an impact on you as well. Now that's the hard part, is how do I get back and see how well it correlated?
You gotta go back a page.
I gotta go back a page, which control left arrow will take me back a page.
Then you do stat count.
Okay, well it used to be.
Menu.
So you need to have your cursor always on a blank column, blank spot when you start this. Okay, we're actually going to have to do this multiple times because we want to have all three of those on there. Okay, so if you're reading the purple sheet, you're now down to regression. Yeah, you're down to where it says regression lines and curves and hold. So, but logically I would go where if I wanted to do a regression? Menu, statistics, it's a statistical calculation. And statistics, stat calculations. And then we needed, quadratic was our first one, which was 6. Okay.
Oh, man.
Now this is where you have to make the change every time. If you hit the little arrow out here, because you need to tell it our X list was years, and our Y's were voters.
That's on my calculator.
What now?
Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
That's from all your,
Stat.
all the deals you put on there.
That's all just now.
Yes, it is. The first time you put it in there, it'll
Stat
give
number
you
one,
the year
stat
and vote.
calculation.
Okay, next time you put it in there, it'll go on the
Okay,
stat.
where was your first
I
one?
know. Okay.
Luke, it just happened when you did it.
I promise you. If
I
you
did
did
you
all
had
the
a,
little
you actually
things
had
you put
to
on there,
type
I
in here, I
wouldn't
go
show
now,
you.
so.
I have
What
it.
else? There you already had something.
Okay, then you should pay attention. It's going to save this one when if you actually wanted to see a real graph of this. It's going to save this one in F1. The next one it'll save in F2. It just keeps using a different. If your graphs, it keeps saving it in a different location. You shouldn't have to change any of the other stuff. So all you should have had to set was year and voters. Hit OK, and then you'll see that you have a whole ton of information on here.
Wait, I'm going to change anything but your vote.
Year and voters. Okay, and it's telling you, it did a quadratic. It's telling you in ax squared plus bx plus c what numbers a, b, and c would all be if you need the equation. Okay, do notice if you actually click on this, if you click on each cell, it'll tell you everything that's in the cell. You can widen your columns if you all want to widen your columns. But as you go down to each one, it'll tell you what number. A was this horrible decimal. B was negative 47 point something or other. C, what we actually want is way down there. And Don, I shouldn't have done quite a few. Shouldn't have done.
But you got to write all the numbers.
Okay, normally we want plain lowercase r.
Without uppercase.
Yeah. It's without going into the hours of statistics, I would have to teach you to understand how correlations actually calculate. Because of the fact quadratic, it works differently than all the other graphs. It gives you an r squared. For us, it's the best thing we can do to approximate the actual correlation is to square root that number.
What's back to that?
To find. Okay, so if I could get it down here, like I could say I'm going to find r myself. Oh, dude. Enter. Oh, let me go over. Okay. And so then you could say, I want to do the square root of, all I can see at the moment is that 98867.
You just go up into that box.
I don't think it'll let you because it'll think you're moving cells.
25 minutes till 7.
That's me recognizing the current columns. Do you wish to proceed?
Yeah.
It did. Why did you overwrite my data, you worm? But it shouldn't. Control V, yeah. Okay. So you may have to just go out on a calculation page and do the square root to get it. That's a pain.
Just skip a line. Just skip a line.
Okay. Escape. Let me out. Okay. You need to then go do that for all 3 regressions. So go back to the top line where you started this whole thing.
9934.
Yes.
That means the power is the best one for it.
Okay, so if we go do it again, and this time I go back to menu, statistics, stat calculation. The next one we did was power, which was 9. And I still need to put it on year and voters. And, okay, it's going to start adding all this stuff with the result of all the calculations we've done. So you've got to find year and voters. It's going to save the equation in F2. Say okay, you're going to get another one.
But this time you have R.
Yeah, this time I have R, which was 99435.
Not as good as the other one.
The other one was 988 square rooted. Actually, it was square rooted the way it came out to be.
Hold on. It was 9943.
So really close. Those two are
Wait,
incredibly
what was
close.
the number after it?
99432.
Wow. Why did they have us do that?
Power wins. Power wins.
Okay, and then you would go do it a third time and go see which one. Do it again, but this time we needed to do exponential, which was A, and tell it year and voters, which will be cleared, usually clear down. There, year, voters, is going to sort in F3, and so now we have, that R was 988, so that one's definitely left. In this instance, where they're so close.
Wait, no, that's our square. Go to R.
Oh, whoops, sorry, you're right.
No, R's not a square.
R is 99430. This one was slightly higher. Power was best slightly. Normally you would then, but you would also look at that graph and go, if you're going to use it to predict the future, you've also got to look at which one was rising. You know, sometimes if you do quadratic, particularly if the quadratic is coming over, you know, it may be rising perfectly, and then all of a sudden it drops back down again. Quadratic for the future might be totally wrong because of the fact that the parabol bends and goes in the opposite direction. So you have to watch. You have to make the decision based on both the R, the correlation, and on where it's going in the future. Okay, we actually did a whole lot of A and B already.
Yeah, we do. We don't have to write it on the final.
Most of it can, A was make the model, the data, graph it in your calculator, decide which one fits best, and then finally,
So we don't need to write it.
there's not,
So we just have to
if I was checking this, I'm checking calculators. You need to save these as documents. So I can see them. Okay, part D then, finally, use the model you chose to predict the number of voters in 2004. And I'm sorry my books are so old now, and this data is so old. But,
if we get through a control table.
yeah, that was the, how did you look up a number? Now if we want to know what it is in 2004, and for you guys who've not done this before, it's on the purple sheet under making predictions. Like, okay, which one did we decide?
We use power.
You all think power is the best by the R values. I'm going to go back a second to the page. Oh, mine was screwed up. Never mind. Which one of the graphs was the one that was rising more slowly?
Quadratic.
If you take a cursor, can somebody go back to their graph? Somebody go back to their graph and find out. Can you click on that graph and what pop up the equation if you click on it?
Oh, yeah, they went over. She drove. Doesn't say what it is. That's right.
Yeah, so don't tell me I don't know that.
Okay, that one's definitely.
I was gonna get the glass. Eric's like,
Well, that's what okay. I don't know if you all can see this, but if you can see where quadratic's going versus where
it's like a
exponential, we know what's going to happen to an exponential function eventually.
That's a problem.
It's going to shoot up really fast. Look at this data. This was years and the number of voters. You really think the number of voters is going to shoot up dramatically? No. So you probably want the one that was growing more slowly. Quadratic was growing more slowly, which is why they would have picked quadratic.
Was that F1?
Okay, that we have.
We want quadratic.
Quadratic was our. So if we decide quadratic was our first one, because yeah, we did quadratic first when it put it in F1. So quadratic's in F1. When you want to look up what it will be in the year 2004, we want it to give us a table of values, which you guys are remembering is Control T. And so you would tell it, hey, show me F1. And if you want to, you can have it turn on all three of them. You have to come back here and do it a couple times, but, okay, if I want to see F1, now, I'm down at year 0. I need to be at year 2004.
Yeah, when we started
Control T. And Control T takes you in, Control T takes you out, and it toggles you in and out of the table. So you just do, when you went out, you do Control T again and it takes you back out. You just go in and out. So, if I want to jump to 2004 though, I should have gone to, I want to go to, I hit menu, I'm going to go to table, and I want to change the table settings so that it will let me start at 2004. I certainly don't want to scroll that far. We actually did this problem wrong, but that's okay. So, there would be about 165 rounded off.
165.7 million to the past.
165 what? Million?
7 million.
We didn't get 165 points. But, okay, there's a difference. I didn't read the instructions. Did anybody read the instructions? Is it right?
Probably not.
The instructions for part A said that X represents the year 1972 with the number 2. So we, instead of typing in 1972, we were just supposed to type a 2. That was because the old TI calculators couldn't handle this big of numbers and do the regression. You would overflow the memory.
That would have been
But with these calculators, they have so much more memory, it's not an issue. You can put the full year in. But back on the other calculators, we always had to cut the year down to some smaller number.
like 2, 6, 10.
Okay, so it has to be 165 million.
So we just
So, I would be quite happy with 165 million. And this book is a 2004. This book is almost 10 years old. So, it's set to operate on older technology. Sorry. Maybe next year we get those wonderful books, although I won't be playing music next year. I want to skip. Do you all have the little piece of paper I gave you the other day?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, do you have that one typed in?
Yeah.
If not, do you have, where you have the logistic one? I want you to see it.
Is the one on the back of the book?
It's the very end of the book, probably.
133, page 243.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what you said. Page 243, number 133.
Oh, I did, okay.
I don't know if it's
Yes, okay.
So on our paper we need, then you just have to answer. We don't really have to.
For the most part, I'm going to look at calculators. Okay, oh, question. Once you got all this done, how do you save it?
Menu, file, save it.
Yeah. You can come up here and hit this arrow, or you can hit the dock key, does the same thing. You'll go File, Save As, call it problem number whatever or something, but save them each time. That's important. I want to do a logistic one because that's an actual regression we've never done before. Okay, does anybody have this one in your calculator?
Yeah.
Okay, one of you is becoming my demo person. Right, since mine won't work, you're doing it.
Dive, Michael.
Depends on their inner tray.